Let's get started. Number 1, they're too colorful for a computer. Painted buntings are so bright and colorful that even a computer got confused by them. I made a mug with one on it. When I used Spreadshirt's AI tool to help write the product description, it looked at the picture and thought it saw a parrot. I had to delete every single mention of parrot before I could use the description. Yes, I let a robot do my mug description and title. So sue me. Still, I get it. Painted buntings don't look like most other backyard birds. The males have red, blue, black, and lime green all on one body. That's a lot of color for one small bird. A computer trained to spot parrots probably saw all that color and just made a guess. If you've ever wondered why people call this bird America's most colorful songbird, this is exactly why. There's really nothing else that looks quite like it. Even a picture-scanning AI couldn't quite believe it was real. Number 2, a migration trick almost no songbird uses. Painted buntings breed in the deep south and the southern middle of the United States. They also breed in northern Mexico. In winter, they fly south to Central America and South America. Here in Florida, we don't get to see them all year. They only pass through in spring and fall on their way to and from their winter homes. So if you live here and want to spot one, timing matters a lot. But here's the strange part. There are 2 groups of painted buntings. One is a western group, the other is an eastern group. And each group does something totally different when it comes to molting. Molting is when birds shed their old feathers and grow new ones. Most songbirds molt before they migrate. They want fresh, strong feathers ready for the long trip ahead. It makes sense. You wouldn't want to fly hundreds of miles with old, worn-out feathers. The western painted buntings don't do that, though. They start migrating first before molting at all. Then they stop partway in staging areas in northern Mexico. That's where they finally molt. Only after growing in fresh feathers do they finish the rest of their trip south. This is called a migration molt pattern. According to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, it's fairly common in ducks and geese. Waterfowl often travel in big flocks, so pausing to molt along the way isn't a huge risk. But for a small songbird flying mostly alone, stopping halfway to grow new feathers is a much bigger gamble. That's exactly why it's so rare in songbirds. Painted buntings are one of the few exceptions to the rule. The eastern painted buntings, on the other hand, do it the normal way. They molt first while they're still on their breeding grounds. Only after growing in a full set of fresh feathers do they head south for winter. So 2 groups of the exact same bird handle molting in 2 completely different ways. One waits, then travels, then molts along the road. The other molts first, then travels the whole way in one steady trip. Nobody would expect that from birds that look identical and belong to the same species. Number 3, stolen for their colors. Painted buntings look so incredible that people have wanted to own them for a very long time. Unfortunately, that desire has caused real harm to the species. In Central America, Mexico, the Caribbean, and even here in Florida, people still trap them illegally and sell them as caged pets. It's a sad trade, and it's been going on for a long, long time. This isn't new at all. Back in 1841, the famous bird artist John James Audubon wrote about it. He said trappers sold painted buntings to Europeans by the thousands. Buyers overseas paid up to 100 times the normal local price just to own one. That tells you how badly people wanted these birds, even 2 centuries ago. Modern laws have made this harder to do. Many countries now protect painted buntings and ban the trade, but laws haven't stopped it completely. People still capture and sell these birds illegally today, which means this beautiful bird is still paying a price for its own beauty. Think about that for a second. A bird can be too pretty for its own good. The exact thing that makes painted buntings so amazing to look at is the same thing that's put them in danger for almost 200 years. To get a mug featuring this beautiful bird, use the link in the description. Number 4, some of the most violent birds in the backyard. Male painted buntings look like a rainbow, but don't let the pretty colors fool you. They're some of the most aggressive birds you'll ever come across. Each male claims a territory of about 3 acres. That's roughly the size of 2.5 football fields. If another male tries to move in, a fight breaks out right away. There's no warning period. It's straight to combat. And this isn't for show either. A lot of birds do fake fights. They puff up, make noise, and posture to look tough without anyone actually getting hurt. Painted buntings don't play that game. Real injuries happen during these fights. Feathers get pulled out. Birds get hurt badly. Sometimes the fight even ends in death. It gets worse. Male painted buntings don't only attack other males. When they're not trying to court a female, they'll sometimes attack her instead. A common move is knocking her right out of the air, then pulling out her feathers while she's down. It sounds brutal because it is. Strangely, when a male is trying to win a female over, he acts completely different. He'll go to great lengths just to impress her, showing off instead of attacking. It's like he's a totally different bird, depending on what he wants. These birds don't only fight their own kind, either. According to Audubon.org, painted buntings will chase off chipping sparrows, field sparrows, and even other kinds of buntings that wander into their space. If you're not welcome in a male painted bunting's territory, he will let you know, no matter what species you happen to be. It's a strange contrast when you think about it. Here's a bird known mostly for its beauty, the kind of bird people paint and put on postcards. But spend enough time watching one, and you'll see a fierce, no-nonsense defender of its own patch of land. Looks really can be deceiving. Number 5, the females broke the rules. In most bird species, females are duller than males. Scientists think this helps them hide from predators while they sit on the nest, keeping eggs and chicks safe. Dull colors blend into the background. It's a smart survival strategy, in theory. Painted buntings never got that memo. Female painted buntings are all one color. But that color is a bright, neon green. It's not a muted, forest floor kind of green. It practically glows. Young painted buntings look the same way, wearing that same bright green until they grow into their adult colors. Sure, it's not as flashy as the male's mix of red, blue, black, and lime green. Males actually show 7 different colors, according to Audubon.org, which is an incredible amount for a bird a bit longer than a chickadee, but slimmer. But compared to most other female songbirds, painted bunting females are still shockingly bright. Neon green is about as far from hidden as a bird can get. Scientists still aren't totally sure why painted buntings ended up this way. Most theories about hiding from predators just don't line up with what we actually see in the wild. Whatever the reason, painted buntings seem to have decided that blending in wasn't worth the trouble, for either sex. Number 6, impossible to find even when you're looking right at them. You'd think a bird covered in bright colors would be easy to spot. Painted buntings prove that assumption wrong every single time. They're experts at vanishing into leaves and tall weeds. Their colors, bright as they are, somehow break up their outline once they're tucked into a bush or a tangle of vines. They're also small, which doesn't help anyone trying to track one down. Even experienced birders can spend hours searching for one, even while it's actively calling from somewhere close by. I got lucky once, without any of that effort. I was sitting in my car when a male painted bunting landed right on my raised garden bed. It had been foraging in the tall weeds of the empty lot next door. On its way out, it made a quick stop at my garden, just for a moment. It couldn't have stayed more than a minute before it flew off again. I didn't even get a picture. Around here, grab a camera just isn't my first instinct when something cool happens. Maybe it should be, but old habits are hard to break. Looking back, I probably should have kept my phone closer. A wild painted bunting, sitting a few feet away in broad daylight for no reason at all. That doesn't happen often. Most birders search for years without a moment like that. Mine just showed up in my own backyard. That's 6 facts about one of the most colorful birds in North America. And most people never even get a good look at one, even with all that color working against them. The image on your screen right now is on a mug in the store. The link is in the description below. That's all for now. Subscribe to see more.